For our Science in the Wild presentation, we decided to review the powerful link between exercise and memory, written by Christopher Berglund, and this presentation is done by Mady and Emily Carter. The topic of this article is how exercising throughout your life can positively affect certain aspects of our memory, specifically our episodic memory. Episodic memory is defined as the ability to remember specific events and experiences that have happened in the past, including the details and context of said events. The author's purpose is to find a link between exercise and memory and decide if there is a correlation between the two. With his discoveries, he hopes to guide people to start working out as early on as possible and to warn others not to wait until you are of older age.
Does the work hold up under scrutiny? The article appears to be closely examined as there are multiple references to research, facts, and other information. For example, in the beginning of the text, it explains what episodic memory is and that our episodic memories tend to fade as we age. Also, the article mentions that there were 36 studies conducted that found a correlation between exercise and an increase of one's episodic memory. The author was previously an athlete who is now a science writer and a public health advocate. With this being said, we know that the author is a reliable source because he has experience in the field of this topic. Another source is that the article was reviewed by Vanessa Lancaster, who is an editor and a writer. She also has her master's degree in educational psychology. She can be dependable as she is experienced in the psychology field and with editing articles to find correct, accurate information.
Credentials. Berglund is a retired ultra-endurance athlete who took his knowledge in the field and became a scientific writer, a promoter of cerebellum optimization, and is a public health advocate. He has published 2 books, both relating to human biology and its connection and effect on exercise. This article was peer-reviewed by Vanessa Lancaster, one of Psychology Today's editors. She received her master's in educational psychology from Eastern Michigan University. This article was published February 21st, 2022, and one source is referenced in this article written by Agahan and others, peer-reviewed and published in Communications Medicine. The source was published recently, also in 2022. A study was performed on 2,750 participants to determine if aerobic exercise had a significant effect on episodic memory. The study only consisted of subjects in late adulthood. Is it sound? This article is partially sound and it does include slight bias. Berglund noted that aerobic exercise can positively influence the episodic memory predominantly in people 55 and over. His results get unclear when he fails to acknowledge that it will not work for all people in this age group, for example, people with cognitive impairments. This article referenced in Berglund's article noted this aspect of the study, but Berglund failed to bring that piece of information into his article.
Some strengths that we had put down is that the author has a lot of experience in health and exercise-related topics. Another one is that the article includes real-life studies that included 2,750 people, which we mentioned earlier. This ended up including that aerobic exercise does increase the quality of one's episodic memory in adulthood. Another one is as there are no pharmaceutical treatments to prevent weakening in someone's episodic memory, aerobic exercise is a way to sustain a good memory as we age. Moving on to weaknesses, the first one we have is the article contains bias and deviates slightly from the full truth of the findings. We also put that the article states there still needs to be more research done to pinpoint specifically how long and intense people should do cardio in order to improve their memory. And lastly, the article doesn't give specific examples of exercise someone can do, especially for those that are 55 and older. This is not beneficial because a lot of people in late adulthood are unable to exercise intensely and have medical problems, such as issues with their knees or their back, etc. Our question for the class is, after reviewing the sources, would you conclude that aerobic exercise improves the quality of our episodic memory? Does it only impact our memory once we reach a certain age, or does exercise improve our memory all throughout our lives? And finally, here is our reference page.